Life under Eddie Howe will be exciting for Newcastle. They'll attack, they'll score goals, while also probably conceding goals, like last week in that brilliant 3-3 with Brentford. Of course, once he gets time on the training field, that defence might be shored up, but he hasn't had that chance just yet due to COVID protocols. Now, Howe needs to return a negative test on Friday to see if he can be at the Emirates this weekend. But the bottom line is, it has not been a smooth start to his new gig. And we could see more goals this weekend, as Arsenal showed last weekend that despite the unbeaten 10-match run, there's still work to do. A 4-0 thumping by Liverpool will highlight that. And the Gunners own the Magpies, mind you, winning 16 of 18. And there's no reason to believe that won't become 17 of 19. Well, the Stevie G era opened with a bang, 2-0 winners against Brighton, and to say the new manager was happy was an understatement. Gerrard tinkered with his lineup. Ollie Watkins looked great and Emi Buendia was played in his more natural position, so that's progress, I guess. But a trip to Palace will be tough. Patrick Vieira's team is unbeaten at home this season, although 4 draws out of 6 at Selhurst is more than likely, but unbeaten in 7 league games overall is impressive. This one should be a battle, and another draw for Palace would not come as a surprise. Anfield is a fortress. That's one of sport's biggest cliches, but that's because it's true. The only unbeaten team at home this season, Liverpool are odds on to win most matches they play, and that's no different this weekend, as Southampton are in another funk, coming off a loss to Norwich. Yeah, Norwich. They've lost 3 or 4 away from home, so it looks rough for the Saints. The question should be, how heavy the defeat? Liverpool have scored 2 or more goals in their past 9 league games. Good luck, Ralph Hasenhüttl. This one is rather interesting. Norwich are no longer on the bottom. Thanks, Newcastle. They've won back-to-back league games, and new gaffer Dean Smith has welcomed back exciting attackers Todd Cantwell and Billy Gilmore after they fell out of favour somewhat. But there's a big but. They meet Wolves, who have almost, with no one noticing, crawled up to 6th place in the table, winning 5 of their past 7. They beat West Ham last week, and all in are looking like a very tidy outfit indeed, as they say. And in fairness, despite a slow start this season, they were actually playing really quite well, and I suspect that will continue with another away win this weekend. It's a tactical dreamscape with Brighton's Graham Potter, meaning Leeds' Marcelo Bielsa. Bet you don't care about that, do you? Who's going to win? That's a question. Well, no one. This has draw all over it. Albion are winless in 8, having drawn 5 of its last 7, while Leeds are still stuck on just 2 wins and are again decimated with injuries. However, Rafinha and Rodrigo could be back this weekend, while Calvin Phillips might continue at centre-back in that 3, which he was just brilliant at last weekend. What a player he's become. Calvin Phillips, a star in the making. Still, these two, they're going to share the points. 2 teams that have crashed back to earth after pretty good starts, 2 teams with significant injury concerns, but 2 teams with very different vibes. Brentford are still enjoying the Premier League ride, so what if they've gone winless since the beginning of October? This is a Prem, it's great. While Everton are languishing, scoreless in 2 games, Rafa Benitez must be wondering why he ever agreed to take this job, and you can add Demarai Gray to that huge injury list. Oh, and Richarlison's suspended as well. Winless in 6 matches over 2 months now. Something must change, and it might well change this weekend. Jordan Pickford's calling his team out, by the way. And yeah, they've been bad, but they haven't actually been this bad, have they? Are they going to be this bad for much longer? I don't think so. I think Brentford could be the medicine to fix this jinx. Moments. Football, sport is all about moments. And last weekend against Leeds, Spurs had that moment, apparently, at half-time. A poor first half contrasted with the second half, where suddenly, as if by magic, they looked like an Antonio Conte team, aggressive, intense, on the front foot, and they won. Now, assuming Spurs get through unscathed in that Europa League match on Thursday against Mura. NS Mura. Oh, they're Slovenian, apparently. Then Burnley, even at home, will be in tough. Sure, they're riding a 4-match unbeaten streak, but without Tarkowski, Westwood and Barnes, that's a whole bunch of nasty. Spurs, with the win, things are changing. By the way, Spurs also beat the Clarets in the Carabao Cup this season, so there's that too, whatever that means. It's not a distraction, honest. Ask him. No, all those reports linking Brendan Rodgers to Manchester United are not affecting his team. So what is? Injuries? Maybe. European football? They play Legia Warsaw on Thursday, by the way. Maybe. But maybe the team just needs a refresh. Hammered by Chelsea last weekend, Leicester sit in 12th place, just 2 points up on Watford in 16th. Although the Hornets humbled Manchester United last weekend. Remember that? Still, Claudio Ranieri still has a big job, and I think Leicester are better than they've shown so far, and they should win this one. Ooh, doozy, it's a doozy. A real doozy. And who'd have thought of that before the season began? However, as good as West Ham have been, despite losing last weekend, don't forget they are in Europa League action on Thursday, and they're off to City, who just toyed with PSG. At their best, I'm not sure anyone can beat them, and they sure look like they're back to their best at the moment. The biggest problem is for all you fantasy footballers, who do you pick as Pep rotates so much? Still, take City for a win in this one. Is any team in better form than Chelsea? Yeah, I know City and Liverpool are just great, but Chelsea are just battering teams, playing a physical, almost direct style when they want. They're just amazing. Although the absence of Ben Chilwell and N'Golo Kante will be felt, but Romelu Lukaku is very close to a starting return, being on the bench midweek in the Champions League. Now, thankfully, they're playing Manchester United, who are still looking for an interim manager. And yeah, I know they beat Villarreal, but come on, Chelsea will feast on that defence. After all, they beat Juventus 4-0 during the week. And of course, United are without Harry Maguire through suspension. This might get ugly. I hope for Michael Carrick's sake it doesn't.